Welcome to Drawing Club. Today we're drawing Super E! Okay, this is Super E. And to draw Super E, you will need a pencil and an eraser to erase any mistakes, and maybe a pencil sharpener if your pencil breaks. And after you've used your pencil, you will need a black pencil crayon or a black marker to outline, and maybe some pencil crayons or some markers to color at the end. Okay. So as usual, though, I'm going to use this gray marker to draw Super E, just so you guys can see what I'm doing. So Super E is another big kind of muscular character, a little bit like the wrestler we did a few weeks ago. So we're going to start him in kind of the same way. I'm going to give him more of a square-shaped head than an oval or round head. So I'm going to just draw this kind of, well, it's not really square, just using straight lines. Like this. There. Okay, and remember, if I'm drawing too fast, you can always slow down the video or pause the video and catch up. Okay, so I'm going to give him two lines coming out of his neck, give him that kind of wide looking neck. And then I'm going to do a big triangular shape for those broad shoulders. So I'm going to do kind of a big triangular shape coming down to his waist like this. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the belt with two straight lines, or almost straight lines, there. And then I'm going to draw a kind of a circular shape for one leg there, and a circular long kind of oval for his other leg, for the thigh, and then another one there for the bottom of his leg, and another one there for his shin, and then a kind of a little circular shape for his foot, or a kind of triangle, a rounded triangle, I guess. And then for his little shorts things he's wearing here, a line there, a line there, and a line like that. Okay. For his big muscles, we're going to start over here by doing a big sort of circular shape there, and then another circular shape there, and then for the hands I'm going to do two curving lines like that, and then a little shape to make the fist like that. And again on the other side, basically the same, a circle for that first muscle, a circle for the next muscle, then some curving lines for the bottom part of the arm, and then almost a little kind of squarey, circly shape for the fist. Okay. And for his chest muscles, I'm just going to draw a line like that, and a line like that. And then for where his ribs are showing a little bit, a line like that, and another line like that. Okay. Let's go back up to Super E's face. So let's do his ear on the side of his head here, like that, and his other ear like that. And a bit different than a lot of the characters we've drawn up till now, I'm going to give him much smaller eyes. He's not going to have those big eyes with the shining lights in them. I'm going to give him a little frown line there, and then this eyebrow is kind of coming up a little bit. And then I'm going to give him little round eyes like this because he's a superhero. And then I'm going to give him a big wide smile. So I'm going to do a straighter line at the top of his mouth, And then I'm going to bring it down like that. I think I'm going to give him a bottom lip, which I didn't do in my original drawing with my pencil, but I'm going to do it here. Then his hair comes out from his head a little bit, and it makes a kind of a shape like this. And the bottom of his hair, I'm going to go up along the side of that there, and then almost looks like a wave of hair like that. Okay. Now he has a cape, so I'm going to just draw this kind of triangular shape with a square bottom, which is not really a triangle at all, because a triangle has 3 sides. So you can ignore what I just said. And then I'm going to do the same on the other for the other part of his cape. There. Okay. And then the rest of the cape is going to come down right behind him in this big flowing shape. So like this. Down, this is the side of the cape that's kind of flapping outwards like this. I'm going to do the same thing coming out of his elbow here. A line like this and like that. And I'm just going to connect them together with a kind of a wavy line to show the cape behind his body. Just like that. Then the top of his costume, where his shirt kind of meets, I'm just going to do a line like that. I'm going to do 2 little lines to show his collarbone. Just like that. Now I'm going to change the logo on his chest to look more like this one that I cut out, instead of the original one I put on his chest in my first drawing, because I think I like this one more. So I'm going to draw a star. So I'm going to do 2 lines, so it's like a triangle, and then 2 lines coming straight out, and then 2 lines going back in like this. And if this doesn't look perfect, then really don't worry about it. Mine is not going to be a perfect triangle, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then the last part of the triangle there. Okay. And I'm going to put a little lowercase e right inside there because this character's name is Super E. Just like that. Okay. Perfect. I like that much more than my first design. Okay. So there's only a few more things we need to do. I think we're going to do the rest of our drawing mostly with our outliner marker. And we'll make any changes we need to make. But first I am going to draw in some lines here to show where his gloves come. And I'll do another one there. And I think I need to do the same for his boots. Yes, right here. There's the boot line. And there's the other boot line. Now, when I outline this, I'm probably going to change some of the shapes to make them look a little bit more finished looking. So you can pay attention, and I'm certainly not going to outline all of the lines here because there's lots of lines here that I would want to erase at the end. Okay, I'm going to start with his face here and just outline. Most of the face I think I'll outline the same as I did the original drawing. So you might have heard of this character or this idea of Super E before, or you might not. Super E is a very interesting superhero because he has a very interesting superpower, and that is he can make the vowels say their own name. Now, you might remember what the vowels are from school. So the vowels are the letters A, E, I, O, and U. And normally they have a sound that goes with them. And so if we're learning how to read or how to write, you know, when we see the letter A, we know that it often makes an A sound. And when we see the letter O, we know that it often makes the O sound. And that U makes the sound, and that I makes the I sound, And which one have I forgotten? I don't remember. So let me go through them again. Starting with A. A makes A, usually. I makes I, usually. O makes A, usually. E makes E, usually. And once again, I think I have forgotten one of them. Hopefully I got them all in the 2 times I went through that. If not, we'll be going over it again at the end. You know, one of the things that's funny about drawing and talking at the same time is it's easy to kind of forget what you're doing with one or the other. In fact, this morning I was talking and I made a really big mistake on one of my pictures that I was drawing, and I colored in the two the eyes of the character very differently, and I was really surprised, but it was because I was talking while I was drawing and I wasn't paying attention closely to what I was doing. Anyway, so like I said, we know we have those sounds that we're used to seeing when we read, and when we read the vowel sounds. But the thing about Super E is, we'll take him back here for a moment. He's saying here, vowels, say your names. And so Super E has that power to make the vowels say their actual names. So let's take a quick look here. We'll just pause for a moment on the drawing Super E and take a look at some words here that we might know how to say. So this would be cap, and we know it has the A sound in the middle. We have fin, hop, cub, slim, pin, and mad. Hopefully you can see all of those. Let's start with the first one. We have cap. But what happens if I add Super E? Super E. Instead of this being k, a, p, it's going to change the sound of the A to its actual name of A. Now this word is cape. And usually this would be fin, fin. But what if I added Super E? I could make that I actually say the sound I. Now it says fine. This one, hop. Usually the O says ah. But what if I could make that O say O? I can add Super E. Super E, make that O say O. Hope. Crazy. What if I did it with this one? Cub. K, b. Usually the U makes but can I make the U actually say U? Yes, I can. Come on, Super E. Cube. Amazing. The word slim, the I is saying I, which is what we expect. But I could make that I say I if I add Super E. Come on, Super E. Slime. Well, that's a great word. I love the word slime. This word pin, p, I, the I is saying I. That's what we expect. But if I add the Super E, I can make that I actually say the sound I. Pine. I can do it one more time with this one. Mad. Mad. That A is making the A sound. That's what I would expect. Can I make it say the A sound? Yep, I can. I can just add my Super E. Made. So that's Super E's amazing power. If we add Super E, he can make that first vowel change its sound and actually say its name instead of the sound we would expect. So Super E is pretty cool. So when we're reading and when we're writing, it's always important to remember about Super E and how he's able to make those vowels change their sound into their longer sound instead of their shorter sound. And the longer sound has the actual same sound as the name of the letter. Okay, so let's trace over his belt here. And then the legs. So this is where I might be changing some of these shapes a little bit, and you'll see I'm not going to, just going to get a little line there for the knee. I'm not going to trace over all of my lines because I would want to erase some of those lines at the end. The other leg. The other foot. Here we go. And then Super E's little pants there. Okay, and then let's do his big chest muscles and his big, well, not really big, but anyway, the lines for his ribs there, and then the cape here, And it's funny, cape is exactly a word that has a super E in it, because when super E joins the end of the word. The other interesting thing that I forgot to mention that's very important about super E is once super E's job is done, once he has told that first vowel to change its sound, he actually doesn't make any sound himself. He is silent when he's at the end of the word. So let's take a look again at those words. And cap, cape, he just changed that sound. We don't actually make an et sound at the end of the word. This super E is silent. He just changes the sound of that letter. When we went from fin to fine, it's really the n sound is at the end. We don't actually hear that sound. It's the same for all of them. When we add super E, he just changes that first sound, and then he doesn't make any sounds of his own, because he's not a very, he's not full of himself. He's a very humble superhero. He doesn't need anyone to hear his own sound. Okay, so let's just finish his logo here. This star with an E inside of it. Make my E. And there he is. That is super E. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just quickly put a little black in there. I know this lesson is probably going to be longer than usual, because I have a feeling that we talked longer about the letters today than we normally would, but that is okay. Perfect. Okay, I'll bring back my version of super E with his original logo. I'm going to put this one back on because I actually like this one more. Okay, so here is super E. You can see here that I gave him a red costume with some yellow parts for the belt, and I gave him a green cape, and I gave him black hair. But of course, you can change super E's costume if you would like. Give him a different color costume. And that's it. Thank you so much for coming today. I always enjoy having you guys at Drawing Club. See you next time.